Hi Pisces, here's a general look at your solar chart for the whole of 2014, and obviously I have a restriction here, and there's with time and also space, so well, don't we all, but I mean time available and space to do it in, so I'll just not go into too much detail, and I'll write this up on my website, and also the solar eclipses. There's going to be two solar eclipses, one in April, April the 29th in Taurus, and the other in Scorpio on October the 23rd, and that'll be on my website how that might be affecting you. And also I'll probably, well, I will revisit it later on in the year, and also 3 Mercury retrograde phases if you're interested in that. And the first one is coming on February the 6th, but I'll be talking about that when I do the stars for February. For me, the big news is the Cardinal Grand Cross. There's going to be an alignment of planets that's going to be happening in the sky, and that we'll be feeling the effects of that through late March, April, May time. And this is going to be a trigger for the very difficult Uranus-Pluto aspect that's been underpinning energetically anyway a lot of upheaval and struggle and strife across all our planet through established systems on our planet, banking, governments, religions, the social position of women in many countries, just across the board, you know, through banking and education and medicine, and this is going to be a trigger for all of that. Yeah, and through climate as well. The last time they came closely together with it was in November, and if you remember what went on there with the weather, so and other events as well, which were man-made. So yeah, this is going to be quite a strong trigger. You are not one of the cardinal signs with your sun, but I mean, if you have a planet in the cardinal signs or the ascendant or the midheaven, then this may be affecting you according to that, but only if you know where that might be will you be able to kind of get an inkling of how that might be affecting you. So yes, and this configurations in our heaven is going to be triggering another moment of choice in the mass consciousness as we move out of the Piscean age and into the Aquarian age. Yeah, I think there's going to be quite a lot going on during that time there. And the final time that they come very close together, I mean, they'll be pretty close together all over the whole of 2014, those two planets there. That's a trigger point when we get the Grand Cross, but they come close together again in November, December. So they'll be close April, May, and then November, December, and the final the final aspect, between close aspect, is going to be summer 2015, but then the knock-on effects are going to be going on throughout the rest of 2015 and into 2016. So now other news: Venus and Pluto, actually Venus will be going over Pluto in the January-February. Just watch out for that. Could be quite an intense time there. When Venus goes over Pluto, but Venus and Mars are going to be in long transits as well. Venus in Capricorn until March the 6th, and Mars in Libra, that entered Libra December the 8th, and will be in Libra until July 2014, July the 25th. So Venus in Capricorn is a very sociable vibration and a good angle to your sun sign, and it's an opportunity to connect with friends and feel that support coming from friends, and it could be also through the power of numbers, like in a group and a collective of some kind, bigger than the individuals in the group. And it could be the chance to make friends, new contacts, useful contacts that have a beneficial effect in some way or other. Even you know, can actually boost your finances, making money out of the people you know. But maybe these are fleeting interactions. I mean, give and take with others within a group or a circle of some kind, who've got interests in common over the wires as well, and that's all very much favoured by this Venus transit. The Mars transit is going to dynamically activate your sector of joint resources, and also, yeah, it could bring you a relationship which is extremely intimate and kind of a bit sizzly as well. So somebody or something could really get under your skin. Now, that might be good or not so good. But that's the kind of thing that Mars will be doing here. There might be some inner pressure that you got to keep to yourself for some reason in a relationship as well. It may be that you have to find the way to make the best of the situation, and almost like trust, you know, and go forwards, knowing that you are going to be changing a gear, that it is actually going to come out of that feeling of frustration and into an area which is much easier, much maybe even quite different. And on the way, though, you've had to let go of a thing or two. There could be some disagreements about how to manage resources, money, property, possessions, equipment, yeah, there might be like that. Or you just find actually over this Mars transit that you're digging deeper into things. You've got to be more strategic as well in your approach. Physical effort may be needed on getting things how you want them to be, depending on how helpful or not so helpful this feels. You may do best by modifying your position regarding a contract, an agreement, an undertaking that you've kind of gone into, and kind of look for the loophole in the situation so that can be lead to more comfortable conditions for you. On another level, Mars here will help to clear the decks of what is no longer relevant. It's sort of you know, no longer in the frame. That might be in a relationship, a job, a place, lots of things, even your own bad habits. You know, why do I keep doing that? It never results in, you know, it never has a good result for me. So a good moment for a detox or a declutter, definitely, and quite literally going down the dump. Also a good time to seek confidential advice, to give confidential advice. Be a bridge for another to move from discord into harmony, or maybe somebody's doing that for you. And remember also, this can, as I say, be a time when you get very intensely involved with another person in a very close, up close and personal relationship. Jupiter is in a very good angle to your sun sign as the year kicks off, and this planet of potential abundance and expansion is positively influencing the area where, actually I call it the house of fun. So it's an area where you can have more fun, you can be more creative, you can feel freer. You can be more kind of on show in a creative kind of a way, or you're putting something on show. You can be maybe a little bit self-indulgent with Jupiter here, and doing the kinds of things in the kinds of way or with the kinds of people that you really enjoy. And there could even be a new arrival for some of you, because this is the house of children. You could have a beneficial contact with children, also animals, and more activities like hobbies, just pursuits that are empowering, that give you the feel-good factor. It's also a good time when money can be made from a speculative venture or kind of a creative project, and for making use of talents or other resources which tend to be positively enhanced at this time, and others tend to appreciate you more for, you know, that whatever it is that you are making or doing, just for your contribution, really. But this is a more playful, performance-orientated area here, and very good for the creative among you. Just using your imagination, and you should feel confidence growing over these months as you tap into your personal power more. And then Jupiter shifts out of there on July the 16th, and goes into Leo and your area of health and work. Now this will bring opportunities for more satisfaction related to everyday tasks, methods that you use, maybe technology, but also related to health. Might be yours, might be somebody else's. This is a service-orientated area, but also it's to do with maintenance and repairs and just daily duties, really. So you could be expanding into new areas related to any of that. Others could be consulting with you or learning from you, or indeed you could be learning new skills that you are adding to your bow. And the tendency for Jupiter is for you to feel more fulfilled with the kind of work that you're doing. It's also likely that through everyday work or health and fitness, your territory, physical or mental, could expand and broaden. Jupiter's beneficial vibration could help you connect up with the right sort of person to help you if it's, you know, health challenges. And you will learn a lot on practical levels. Jupiter is the learning through doing planet. The downside is you might take on too much, too many duties, or you might just overdo it on the health or fitness and, you know, kind of pull a hamstring or pull your back or kind of hurt yourself in some other way. So just remember moderation in all things. And all Pisceans are going to feel the influence of Jupiter either from Cancer or from Leo over the year. Saturn is in yet again another good angle to your sun sign. And of course Saturn is always challenging even in good angles, so you'll be working harder at communications, maybe higher education, literature, writing that book, maybe coming up against it with a legal position on something. You could be integrating new understanding of concepts, language, culture, or a belief system. It's like, you know, the rose-tinted glasses will fall from your eyes and you're going to see something that you sort of idealize before up close and personal. Developing an ideology or field of knowledge will be gradual, like chipping a shape out of a stone. Getting educated will be practical and visceral. So just be patient, really. One way or another, a different dimension is going to be opening up to you, a different sort of facet of the thing, and that will be through unfamiliar places, foreign lands, travel, or just those with a very different mindset, a very different approach of behavior, background to your own. But you know, they're all valid in some way or another. And you Pisceans born from the 5th of March or from 15 degrees Pisces rising are going to feel that energy the most. Saturn shifts out of there on Christmas Eve 2014. Uranus is continuing to cause destabilization sometimes with you know, your material security, the piggy bank. Your value structure is changing, and this is being reflected externally in occasional upset in that material basic area there, to do with money, property, possessions. You know, suddenly everything's flying around up in the air and then it kind of all comes down to ground again. However, if you are open-minded and willing to try new approaches, new methods, especially earnings connected to groups of people, Uranus rules that, or groups of others, it might be, you know, animal sanctuary or something, just those with an aim or a goal or an interest in common, then you can be very successful with Uranus here. Also through the use of IT. So even if you did have to relocate and everything's flying around, you know, you can still be connected in through over the wires. So you could be changing priorities though with Uranus here for so many years, be there to 2019. And some of you will just want to be working in a more stimulating kind of environment, but which actually could become lucrative for you if you feel freer. Uranus is about freedom. It might be a bit quirky, it might be a bit unusual for you, but if you feel freer, then that will be Uranus's job done. And you Pisceans born from the 26th of February to the 7th of March, or between 8 to 17 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. Neptune's in your sign, and will be there till about 2025. So all the Piscean traits are magnified, and that means amazing insights and empathy, but also higher service. You're putting yourself out there as a support more for others, or it might be in the arts that you're really learning how to fly. And but you know, with Neptune there's always this tendency to escapism, addiction as well, fantasy, self-delusion, and also having the wool pulled over your eyes. So just be careful about that, and don't put anybody on a pedestal, and just don't be a martyr either. So during the long transit of Neptune, you may end up being the prop for others, but if that's your choice, then, you know, go for it. But don't totally forget your own style and the thread of your own life. So you've got to work harder to maintain your own identity, and you know, make sure those boundaries are very strong around you. And you Pisceans born from the 21st to the 26th of February, or within between 3 to 8 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most. Pluto is in a good angle to your sun sign, regenerating you through friendships, changing you weigh up what a friendship's worth to you in a way, and changing your values related to certain people in your life. So some friendships will go, but then you will be making choices from a different place when you come into new friendships, you see. And you could, you know, Pluto can be quite extreme, so he could get you mixing with those who have extreme views, and you find yourself taking a direction that maybe you shouldn't take. However, Pluto can raise social awareness and bring about radical change in a good way too, because Pluto is about power, power of the collective. And so this regenerative quality of Pluto will encourage more innovative approaches in your life, maybe humanitarian type things as well. And you Pisceans born from the 28th of February to the 4th of March, or with between 10 to 14 degrees rising, going to feel this vibration the most. And that's it for 2014. I wish you a happy, rewarding, fulfilling year, and I'll see you again soon.